it's very stormy, a very rough morning in the Houston area. We have a squall line, which we talked about yesterday. It started up in the Dallas area. It's been going through East Texas right now, right in Houston. We're talking 60-mile-an-hour winds with hail and some damage occurring through Houston as the system moves through. And the tail end of it, you can see it right about there, is over just about the Austin area, right about there and into the hill country. Well, as it dives south, you can see how the western end of it is weakening somewhat, but the real heavy stuff's now right in Harris County and dropping southward. These are severe thunderstorms. Now, what about us? Well, here we are. Here's the Refugio area and Goliad, and certainly these areas up here to the north need to watch out for this. This will be occurring within the next 3 or 4 hours here in the coastal bend. And then the line will, I'm going to say it's kind of like this. It's going to go skirt just to the north of the city. So that puts some of our areas in shall we say, the possibility of some severe storms this morning. Now, by noon, all this blows away. In fact, by tomorrow, we've got nothing but dry weather in store. It's just going to be an interesting morning for the next 6 hours to watch that line move through. Houston right now is really under the gun with very heavy rain and possible flooding. And of course, as I mentioned, very high winds. Now, so here's our satellite view. You can see the frontal system, or really kind of a trough line, dry line, coming in behind it. This is a squall line that got started about 8 hours ago, and it is really cranking as it moves through southeast Texas. So here's the timeline, and this is why it's 50-50 for the city, but more likely to our areas to the north. Now, we start off this morning. You can see the big cluster right over Houston. You can see it drop south. Okay, so about 10:30 a.m. it should be very close to our area. Tivoli, Seadrift, Port Lavaca, those areas are a much higher chance of getting something. And then by noontime, all that blows away. We pick up a north wind, and then we're going to be looking for some sunny, warm weather for the next couple of days. And then it gets hot and really ugly for the weekend when we've got a bit of a heat wave coming in from the west. So all of a sudden, we've got quite a bit of weather rolling through our area. So thunderstorms are possible in northern areas this morning. Then the north wind comes in, dries everything up. Next couple of days on the dry side, but in the 80s. And then over the weekend, we start pushing back into the low 90s.